You want to go it the easy way or the hard way? Good. The hard way, huh? This is for the Ranger's family. And this one's for me.
Don't freak out.
This your team?
Yeah. Gunner, Toll Road, Hail Caesar, and Maggie. I heard another rumor that you were bitten by a king cobra.
Yeah, I was. But after 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra died.
Hey, Booker, great to see you.
Somebody big just died. Action star and martial artist Chuck Norris is dead at 86 years old. And my friend Mike North is here to help eulogize him. Mike, how you doing, my friend? Long time no see.
Yeah, well, you told me, after we did the show on Tony Lupo Sr., and we got a lot of response from that. We thank everybody. You said that Chuck Norris was in trouble. I said, what happened? He said it was an emergency and in Hawaii. Whenever you hear emergency health situation in Hawaii, it doesn't usually end good for some reason.
That's right.
So Chuck Norris has passed away. We'll get to him in just a minute. We talked about this in extent over the past week with the death of Mr. Lupo. And we have our great sponsor for tonight's show, Cumberland Chapel's Funeral Home. He put it on the map, and you know what? It's going strong. 8300 West Lawrence Avenue. 40 years, over 40 years of service in the area, serving families with dignity and grace. They handle everything from the beginning to the end. Some people are new at this, and, they just take care of you. These are the testimonials that have been put up there over the past. They get changed on a continuous basis. There's Mr. Lupo on the upper hand there. Then you got, of course, he bought 5 houses. They took down the whole block, and they built this place at 8300 West Lawrence Avenue. It's been wonderful. Norwich, Illinois, 708-456-8300. That's Cumberland Chapels. Go check them out at cumberlandchapels.com. And then Pennyville Station. That's right. They're part of the really huge revitalization of downtown Parker Ridge, if you want to know the truth. Right across from the railroad station, 112 South Main Street. It's actually good to see the commercial for a change. I forgot how beautiful and colorful it is. Beautiful there. You get plenty of good stuff. They have happy hour there for your disposal. There's me with some big shots there. Jesse Rogers and Tony Antonacci. Tino's there during the week, 112 Main Street. You have, of course, the happy hour, which is every day from 2 until 5, only in-house. You can't come on in with a doggy bag. Blue Point oysters at $2.50 on the half shell, served with cocktail sauce, raw horseradish, truffle fries, kung pao, cauliflower, veggie stickers. I love the filet sliders, Tito's frozen lemonade, Yingling at $3.50, and a Miller Lite. I mean, just some good stuff there. So check it out, folks. And look, I told Joe before we started. First, I was shocked. I thought we were going to have another death. Me and Joe Green reportedly on this, but on social media, it leaked out that he had passed away, but he didn't. So, we thought we might have to take 2 shows tonight. But no, this is the show, the only one that we are doing, thank God. And me and Joe Green is fine. But, they like to play. Oh, that's really funny. Somebody died. Yeah, you found it. Joe found it. He said it was BS, Mike. you know. But I did see that Chuck Norris passed away. Now, here's the weird thing about Chuck Norris. I'm not a martial arts guy, except for one guy, Bruce Lee. And he ruined it for me with everybody else, including this guy. This guy, I'm sure. Look, I'm not arguing with millions of his fans. I know he's terrific at what he did. Same with Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Jackie Chan, you know. But I don't follow any of them. Bruce Lee was the guy to me. And every time I find out whether it was a James Coburn or a Steve McQueen or Chuck Norris or whatever, they all studied under Bruce Lee. But I can't deny, I looked at, you know, what I always tell Joe when we get ready for the show is when somebody dies, if the Wikipedia on them is as big as War and Peace, and that is what it is for this great entertainer and artist.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a phony, folks. He was a guy that actually won karate championships, if you will. He was born in Ryan, Oklahoma, March 10th of 1940. He just died March 19th in Kauai, Hawaii, at the age of 86. His occupations, martial artist, actor, screenwriter, author, years active from 68 to 2026.
That's insane.
Yeah, we don't know what his cause of death was. They just say it was an emergency. He was married twice. Once to Diane Holchek from 1958. They divorced in 89. Then he married Gina O'Kelly in 1998. They had 5 children, including Mike and Eric. He was in the Air Force. His service years were from 58 to 62. Airman first class. Is stationed, you know, at Osan Air Base. And the guy he was a phenomenon. I mean, I looked at this stuff today, and I'm looking at all the stuff he did. All right. He held black belts in karate, taekwondo, tang soo do, which I took for a couple of hours, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and judo. Other than that, he wasn't dangerous. He began working in the film industry as a martial arts instructor for celebrities before making his screen debut with a minor role in The Wrecking Crew in 68. He had a fellow martial artist, Bruce Lee, invited him to play one of the main villains in The Way of the Dragon. I used to love those. Enter the Dragon, The Way of the Dragon. Those were the movies. Those were Bruce Lee vehicles, man.
For sure.
You know,
Classic.
Huge fan. Huge fan. And I don't really remember Chuck Norris in them. I remember John Saxon in one. Lou Alcindor, who was that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in Enter the Dragon. But there's the man on the left. And well, both of them. I mean, not to be trifled with. He also did movies alone with McCade, the Delta Force. He became a huge star. Huge. I get it.
Massive.
Now, Joe, I didn't see in many of his movies, but they were hits. I mean, he signed on. He made himself all sorts of money. He was an author.
This guy, I mean, he was everywhere. I mean,
he did everything. He was an entrepreneur. You know,
I mean, for me growing up, Mike, it was Walker, Texas Ranger. You know, it's
I never watched it.
It was always on at my grandma's house, and then it was just, I mean, great show, just about basically him.
Oh, it was there for 8 seasons. And I never saw it. I still haven't seen it. I took Chuck Norris maybe for granted. I let everybody else have him. I decided I had so many things going on anyway. I don't have time to follow everybody. I do know that, to me, the funny parts were, for him, besides the fact that he did such a humongous body of work, that wasn't funny, but he did. It's just a tremendous body of work.
Sure. Yeah.
Tremendous entrepreneur, businessman, what have you. But the funny stuff is on social media. You know, yeah. I even joked about it. You know, he probably tried to operate on himself. And it was a surgical accident. That's what happened or something.
He's hysterical. I mean, he loves the memes. Yeah. He loved the memes as much as the next guy. Like everyone would say, "Oh, Chuck Norris can't die." You know, the hospital
I thought
had
it
to
was
let
a
him go.
hoax. I
Yeah.
thought it was a hoax.
Like I found a
I
great
said
clip.
the
I
same
found a great
thing.
yeah. I found a clip from TMZ, Mike. It's
Oh, you
Chuck
got
just
it?
it's Chuck just playing along with a joke. Here we go.
Did you
Alright.
know that I got bit by a king cobra? And after 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra died.
That's
it.
the stuff I like because, you know, he's supposed to be the nicest guy in the world. Well, of course, you know. He had an older brother who would not. He was killed in Vietnam in 1970. He had a tough childhood, downbeat. He was very shy. His father worked intermittently as an automotive mechanic, went on drinking binges that lasted for months at a time. Embarrassed by his father's behavior and the family's financial difficulties, he developed a debilitating introversion that persisted throughout his childhood. Then he joined the Air Force. So one of the big breaks, sometimes you join the service, you're with a bunch of people, or you get drafted like I did, and you really start becoming something more of yourself. You start accomplishing things, and you start coming out of your shell. I've always thought that being in the service helped me tremendously. And this guy spent 4 years in the service also. He won all sorts of karate championships. You know, he had 10 losses in his career. 1968 was his last one. He lost to a guy named Luis Delgado. On November 24th, he avenged the loss and won the professional middleweight karate championship, a title he held for 6 years. On April 1st, 68, he successfully defended his All-American Karate Championship title in a round-robin tournament at the Karate Tournament of Champions in North America.
Wow.
While competing, he met Bruce Lee, then known for the Green Hornet, and they developed a friendship and started working out together. So, you know, Bruce Lee was the man. You start hooking up with these guys, you know. He made some films. They started grossing pretty good, you know. And then
an action star. He was every bit an action star.
And he did a lot
career.
He did a lot of his own stunts, you know, and a lot of his own action things, just like Bruce Lee did. These guys the extra mile. They were something. They were already great at something, but at what they did before they actually became movie stars. I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, Chuck Norris will go into the Actors Hall of Fame as great.
He should.
Well,
He should.
I didn't see enough of them, so if that's what you think, you know.
You know,
got him up there with De Niro, Pesci.
Yeah, I do. I mean, for me, he's one of those. He fits right in with Stallone and those guys. Sure, he doesn't have the Oscar. He doesn't have the film, the collection of work that Stallone does. But the action stuff he's been in is awesome.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm looking at his bio here, and this Walker Texas Rangers. I mean, this thing lasted 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and seriously, when you start looking at this stuff, he was so successful at everything he did. His later works, The Justice Riders in 2006, he wrote a lot of stuff. Did you see any of his movies?
I've seen a handful of them. The one that sticks most with me is just Expendables 2, because it's the thing that I saw in the theater, you know. Just pretty much every mega action star you can think of in the history of the world is pretty much in that movie. As you can see in the clip that I had in the open, it's just
great open, by the way, Joe. Great open.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
By the way, he founded two major martial arts systems. One, American Tang Soo Do, and Chuck Kook Do. So I don't know, you know. He invented some stuff on his own. He also had philosophies such as I will develop myself to the maximum of my potential. I will forget the mistakes of the past and press on for greater achievements. I will continually work at developing love, happiness, and loyalty to my family. So he was a messenger guy, a motivational speaker, a movie star,
was.
an action hero, a champion at many things that he did. He was a 10th degree black belt.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And he won in 69. He won karate's Triple Crown for most tournament wins of the year. He also won Fighter of the Year by Black Belt Magazine. You know, if you see somebody getting Black Belt Magazine delivered to their house, don't mess with them.
Yeah, don't mess with that house.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. They're not getting time. They're not getting life. They're not getting look. They're not getting Saturday Evening Post. They're getting Black Belt Magazine. Okay? So leave it alone. He won Action Star of the Year in 82. He's got a star in the Hall of Fame in 89. In 92, he won International Box Office Star of the Year. The guy's just gotten it done, man. He's in the Martial Arts History Museum Hall of Fame.
As he should be.
In 99. Yeah, you got Joe's a big fan, folks.
I am. People don't know he was born Carlos. His name is Carlos.
Right.
His nickname was Chuck, but Chuck Norris comes off the tongue a little bit better than Carlos.
Carlos, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, he had a fabulous career, unexpectedly, 86 years of age. I mean, the guy had a great run. I didn't see Code of Silence. Joe, did you see that? It's a cool Chicago.
Man, I saw it back in the day. But yeah.
I've seen almost every movie shot in Chicago, so I'll have to check that out. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a Chicago cop movie. It's it's good. Norris is good in it, man. It's man, I haven't seen that movie probably since I was in high school. I got to go back and watch that again.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. It says here now, all the information I derived. He was a teacher also. 10th degree black belt, 8th degree black belt Taekwondo, 8th degree black belt in Kyokushin Budokai, 5th degree black belt, 3rd degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a black belt in Judo.
So basically, all these action movies.
So now, would you walk up to him in the bar and you're having a bad night? If you mess with him.
He doesn't need a weapon to kill you, Mike.
No. Well,
or anybody.
Look, I'd have to talk him out of it. I didn't know it was you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Chuck, my bad, buddy.
My bad. I thought it was somebody else from behind, some guy that bushwhacked me when I was younger. Try to as usual, talk my way out of it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
I tell you what, Mike, I love Hawaii, and I loved it for my honeymoon with my wife. But the fact that Hawaii killed Chuck Norris, that takes it down a little bit.
Did Hawaii do it? Do they have a hospital?
Do
they have hospitals in Hawaii?
I read that there was one hospital on. He was on Kauai. I read that there was one hospital on Kauai, and if he needed advanced care, he would have to be flown to another island.
Really?
That's what I was reading on various reports. Again, all unverified. No one knows exactly what happened other than it was a medical emergency.
He was a Christian.
Yes, he was. Devout one.
Yeah, always have to throw devout in there. You can't say Christian, devout.
Hey, man, it makes a difference.
Yeah. If you're talking good. I mean, like troublemaker, he was a devout troublemaker. That doesn't sound as good. That's what I was.
Good point. Yeah.
That's what I was, a devout troublemaker. But, hey, you know what? A devout Christian, also very conservative in his views. I
heard a great interview with him today, Mike. Sorry. He was talking about how he was... That? I don't have the footage that I'm talking about right now, but it was a long interview, and it was a lot to sort through. But anyway, long story short,
and what did it entail?
He was talking about how he's a very conservative actor, but he's a Republican, saying how he grew up as a Democrat, and how the Democrats just continued to go further and further left, so the Republicans now are where the Democrats were 40 years ago. or something. I thought it was an interesting take, and I thought it was a good interview. You know, he never shoved it down your throat, but I like Chuck Norris.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Joseph. You're a devious Christian. Yeah, I'm in that wing of the party, or whatever, if you have you. Well, Joe, we want to give all the kudos in the world to a great, great entertainer.
Absolutely. Man.
And to his family, his children, everybody else. Chuck Norris was a megastar. He's up there with Schwarzenegger as far as action. You know,
yes.
I think Rocky is the king.
For sure.
You know, of action stars, if you want to know the truth. Yeah, you know, but you got Bruce Willis, and you know what? The first action star to me was in the 30s, was Errol Flynn, in my opinion. Okay. But Chuck Norris and all these guys now, and Steven Seagal, you know, Sylvester Stallone, you know, he was right up there with that crew. And on behalf of Cumberland Chapels, on behalf of everybody at Pennyville Station, I'm Mike North. He's Joe Mandel. God bless Chuck Norris. Thanks for the entertainment, my friend. Our condolences to the family. Have a good one, folks.